Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, reacting to some Toronto Raptors news, more trade rumors, more trade talks, more reports coming out. Ryker, we're not even that close to the trade deadline just yet, but the talks have been flying, especially with the Toronto Raptors playing well as of late and clearly needing just one or two more pieces, mile pieces that can help them get on top, on the precipice, right? We're right there. We have the starting talent. Just getting more consistent talent could really help out this roster. And Ryker, one guy that has been attached to the Toronto Raptors for the past little while now is Mo Bamba. And the Orlando Magic have made him available. And they say all they're looking for in return is a first-round pick. They want a first-round pick back for Orlando. That's sort of the asking price. Clearly, the Raptors are looking for a center. They're in the market. They're rumored for a bunch of them, whether it be Miles Turner, Jakob Poeltl, and now Mo Bamba. What are your thoughts on targeting Mo Bamba in a potential trade?
Well, we need a center, Ben. We need a guy that can anchor the defense, challenge shots at the rim, keep up with the big boys of the league. And Mo Bamba, not only can he do that, but he can also stretch the floor a little bit. If you remember correctly, last time we played Orlando, 3 threes, 2 in the corner. So he can space the floor a little bit. We've been having tech issues. Do we have the stats?
Let's get those stats up and rocking because Mo Bamba's balling out. 10 points, 8 rebounds, an assist, a steal. How many blocks? 2 blocks per game and shooting 32%. For a long, wiry big, that's pretty good. Solid numbers there for Mo.
Yeah, and young, 23 years old, averaging 28 points per game. That'd be the one issue of bringing him in. I don't know if he would get those numbers on
28
Toronto.
points per game?
Sorry, 28 minutes per game. If he would get those numbers in Toronto, would we run him as a starter and slide somebody like Scotty to the bench, or would we play him off the bench? I really have no idea what would happen or who else would have to be given in exchange for Mo Bamba, but pretty good numbers in the time that he's given and young. So if the price is right, Ben, would certainly love to put an offer in for this man.
Yeah, well, the talk is, is the price right for these centers that we're trying to acquire? And, the Miles Turner, a report came out saying that the Pacers are looking for 2 first-round picks for Miles Turner or a single lottery pick. So that's the asking price there for Turner. Jakob Poeltl is the guy you'd expect to potentially be the lowest value guy on the trade market, but if you creep into Spurs Reddit, they're all saying that they wouldn't even accept an OG Anunoby or Gary Trent Jr. They'd want Fred, Scotty, or Siakam. So obviously teams' personal Reddits are always a little bit extreme at a certain level, and the Raptors are guilty for that themselves. But Ryker, we know the first round pick is there, but obviously we'd have to make salaries match, and we're going to whip out the trade machine. But one guy that has been in talks and has been playing better as of late is Chris Boucher. Now, a report came out a few days ago in regards to Chris Boucher from Jake Fisher, essentially saying that Chris Boucher is reportedly considered available to be moved. Now, Boucher has been not exponentially improving, but a linear progression for Chris Boucher over the course of this season. He's hustling now. He's finishing around the rim. The three-point shooting is still a bit suspect, but he's in
Wait. He's improved linearly since the beginning of the season to right now, or from his career, beginning of his career?
No, from this season. Clearly
Okay.
not from last year. There's been a
huge drop-off in production from last year. Just wanted to clarify that before anybody else calls us out.
No. Without a doubt, that's the fact with Chris Boucher. However, right, he's been better lately. Some people might say, okay, trade him while his value is high before he goes into a slump, or saying, okay, we can use Chris Boucher now because we know what his potential is looking at himself last season. Ryker, the stats aren't that tremendous for Chris this season. 9 points, 6 rebounds, a little bit better than you might have expected when you just the eye test from Chris. A block a game. Obviously, the 23% from the 3-point line is the thing that really irks you. Would you be willing to throw a Chris Boucher in a potential deal? What are your thoughts, not just specifically with Mo Bamba, because we're going to break down specific trade scenarios, but what are your thoughts on him being on the block before we crank up that trade machine?
I have no idea what Chris Boucher is worth, but if I'd have to venture a guess, I would think it's more than Mo Bamba, because you're saying you need to attach a first round pick and Chris Boucher just to get back Mo Bamba. who's, again, doing similar stats, an extra block per game and grabbing an extra couple of boards, but on 10 extra minutes. So you play Chris Boucher 10 extra minutes per game. Would he get an extra block? Would he grab 2 extra rebounds? Right? Would he get another basket or 2? Maybe he would. And so I would absolutely firmly say no to Chris Boucher and a first for Mo Bamba.
Okay, well, we're whipping up the trade machine early because I had the graphic all loaded up, Riker, ready to go. But we'll crank up the trade machine because you essentially alluded to the trade that a lot of people have been speculating about. Because given, right, the Magic said that they're a tanking team right now. They're a team that wants to be bad, wants to get young talent. They just got Jalen Suggs. They got Franz Wagner, who's playing very well, right? They just traded for Carter. They want some young talent to go around their core. And the first trade that we essentially want to dive into is the specific one involving, right, Chris Boucher going to the Orlando Magic and along with a Raptors first-round pick, lottery protected or something like that, in return for Mo Bamba. And you know, the first and that one there is a little bit, it's much, but I'd sort of counter your argument, Riker, in terms of Mo Bamba is a few years younger. He has that athletic build, right, that you can develop, and obviously centers take a few seasons to get into a rhythm, and I definitely think Mo Bamba's value is higher than Chris Boucher on the open market. They're both free agents at the end of the season, it looked like, looking at Bamba's contract. I'm not sure if he got an extension, but this is the last year of his rookie deal. Boucher is an unrestricted free agent by the end of this year. Both of them, I'm not sure what their open market value is. You might have to overpay for Mo Bamba because everyone's trying to acquire these young centers, but I don't know if...
You're not making a good point for a rebuttal here against me.
I'm not rebutting. See, that's the thing. I'm not rebuttaling. I'm on the fence. Riker, about...
No, you know for a fact that if you have to give a first and Boucher, who you could sign for cheaper next season to get back a guy that you're going to have to sign for more and lose your first-round pick, it makes no sense.
You're swaying, because I'm on the fence with this one. You're swaying me. You're certainly swaying me, but then I get the vision of Mo Bamba's long arms and Nick Nurse's development system just saying, run with it, and knowing that he has that three-point shooting potential, being able to be that center guy that might start, doesn't have to necessarily finish games. I think he'll get opportunity here with the Toronto Raptors. I do like the potential possibility of Mo Bamba, and paired alongside the fact that Chris Boucher, over the course of this season, has at points been a negative. It sways you in that direction, but then if you're looking what Chris Boucher is doing now, alongside a first-round pick that we know Masai Ujiri loves to get steals, no matter where it is in the lottery, in the playoffs, wherever we land, that's a tough sell. I think I'm on your side of this one.
I'll tell you what. Last season, we traded Terrence Davis Jr., or the third. What was he? 2 or 3?
2, 3, 4, 5. Who knows?
Whatever. Some number, some Roman numeral behind Davis for a second-round pick. We traded Matt Thomas for a second-round pick. Let's trade our first-round pick for Mo Bamba. No strings attached. Or maybe some other scrub or bench guy. I'm sure you have a couple more recipes in the kitchen.
Oh, we're cooking up tonight, Riker. We're cooking up the trade machine. It's been a while since we played that animation, but the second trade we're diving into here is Markelle Fultz and Mo Bamba going to the Toronto Raptors. And going back to Orlando is Goran Dragic and then also a first-round pick. Obviously, Markelle Fultz's contract, he signed a 3-year extension around, I don't have the specific numbers if you want to pull them up, but over $10+ million per year. Looking like a tough contract. We're giving away an expiring, but Fultz does have potential coming off the bench, being athletic guy. If he can just stay healthy, you get your Mo Bamba. You don't have to give up a Boucher. This one I find a little bit more intriguing, Riker. No, Big X.
No, I wouldn't receive money to pick up Markelle Fultz, Ben. Pass.
Elaborate. Why? He's a former number 1 overall pick, Riker. Why are you hating on this man?
He's injury prone, and Raptors hate having redundant contracts on the roster. It just doesn't make sense to pay guys that really haven't shown much of anything in the NBA. In his couple games that he was healthy, after he fixed the hitch in his shot, he did show that he was semi-returning to form as a playable piece either off the bench or as a starter, but by no means a number 1 or even top 10 draft class pick. He wasn't playing at that caliber. So to pick up this guy's contract for anything, I wouldn't do it. I would stay far away from Markelle Fultz.
Well, I do it just to send Dragic back to Florida, but not Miami. He can look over the fence at a Jimmy Butler and all his friends, but he'd be stuck in the dwellings of a tanking Orlando Magic team. That's something that would make me happy. But I don't know. It's Fultz. The injury concerns are serious, but the fact he played well when he was healthy. We get him in the Raptors medical staff. You have another young player that fits the timeline that you can say, hey, couple years to develop. I know you're a little bit overpaid right now from what you've played in the past. It's only a couple years, right? After next season, it's expiring. So I don't know. I don't think it would be that bad of a deal. But Ryker,
in his whole career, he shot 26% from 3.
Yep.
That's really all I wanted to say. Continue on to the next one, Ben.
Hey, it's higher than Boucher this season, though. Boucher's at 23.
Yeah.
But we're keeping Boucher in that hypothetical. But I know this is a deal that you will want to accept. You'll be head over heels for. Riker, this third trade, Terrence Ross, your guy, your favorite Toronto Raptor player of all time. Terrence Ross back, and then Mo Bamba, obviously, and then Goran Dragic, just because I want to see him play for the Orlando Magic, gets sent back to Orlando. What are your thoughts on this one, sir?
Let's pull up Ross's turnovers per game.
Ayo, T. Ross is a Raptors legend. I will not take any.
4.6 turnovers per game, Ben. Almost 5 turnovers per game.
That's a joke, is it? That can't be true.
Yeah. 1.5. 1.5. Well, what is that on a per 36? That's the question. What is that on a per 36? That's over 2. That's over 2 turnovers per game.
You had me cheesed. I bought that.
And listen, this is the killer. He was averaging in his last season on the Toronto Raptors only 0.9 turnovers per game in his minutes played, and on a per 36, 1.1. And I called him the turnover machine, Ben, and he's averaging a full turnover more now in his per 36 on Orlando. So what will we be bringing back? Turnover machine times 2? No way.
No, we're bringing back a shooter. T. Ross, a bucket getter, can yam it down. He needs to be back in a winning situation. He loved Toronto. He had one of the... I think, because a lot of people disliked Terrence Ross by the time he left Toronto. Ryker particularly. I was always a fan of T. Ross. You know, he's the guy. He's got the juice. He can always shoot up some threes. The middies, I love the contested threes. But then he wrote that...
Mo Bamba's shooting better than him from 3 this season.
Who?
Mo Bamba shooting better than T. Ross from 3 this season.
Ayo, 2 shooters. He wrote that uninterrupted article, and then a lot of Raptors fans fell back in love with him. I think we gotta bring back T. Ross just for the memories, for the culture. He's on a decent contract as well. Only 2 years left on it, so it's an expiring next season, turns into an asset. So I'd like to see it, but let's know what you guys think. Should the Toronto Raptors target Mo Bamba? Let us know in the comment section below. You're the best to make this far. Check out the Instagram, the TikTok, the Twitter, all that cool stuff. Ryker, do you have any last words on Terrence Ross coming back to Toronto? Not even Mo Bamba. T. Ross coming home.
Nope. Cheers.